I love this sharing of ideas, and thank you so much to our speakers. I feel like we all have the same goals to bring all of these activities, ideas to our students to make them healthier, happier students in our classrooms and in our communities. We're going to talk to you today about the Cajon Valley MakerBus. My name's Liz Loether, and I'm the Director of Edtech for Cajon Valley School District.
I'm Katie Connolly, and I am the MakerBus Facilitator for the Cajon Valley School District.
So we are going to tell you about this awesome project that we have. It's turning this yellow school bus into a MakerBus. A little bit about our district first. We have 27 school sites, nearly 17,000 students. We run pre-K all the way to 8th grade, and our challenge is getting all of those students a maker experience, with 71% of our students being from low-income households.
So what do we know about students that come from low-income households compared to their higher-income counterparts? We know that they're less likely to go to college. We know they're more likely to drop out of school. We know they're also less likely to find gainful and consistent employment in their future. But we also have discovered that children coming from higher income homes actually are also 10 times more likely to become inventors than children coming from low income homes. And with STEM growing, this is really important that we get our kids caught up, because studies show that by the time these students are even in kindergarten, they're already falling behind in STEM skills. STEM education has become a national priority. It's projected that in the next decade, 80% of jobs will require STEM skills. So we knew we had to get our kids caught up to this.
So enter the MakerBus. We started with a yellow school bus that was ready to be accessed by our district. We gutted out all of the seats by our maintenance, our transportation, and our print shop department. So all of this work has been done in-house by Cajon Valley staff. Could you imagine turning your staff and saying, could you make a bus? Could you make a MakerBus? So we gutted it out. Our electricians wired it with Cat5 with outlets on the inside and outside. Our wonderful maintenance staff fabricated computer stations, added a generator to this bus, upgraded the air conditioning, and then we ended up with the MakerBus. And we're going to get some help from Steven to play our video.
Okay.
And this is our bus after its first primer paint job coming through our yard. We have Tim, our fabricator, driving it. You can see outlets and spotlights on the back, a new air conditioner on the top. There's Tim. Everybody wave hi. There's diamond plate throughout the bus. We have countertops, 5 workstations, a monitor, a 3D printer, a laser cutter, and so much more that we could cram into all the drawers. Then we enlisted all of our students to name this thing. So we took to Twitter and we said, kids, what are we going to name this? And we came up with all sorts of names. And what stuck was looking at the original number of the bus, which was 537, and naming it MakerBus 537. So then we went over to the print shop and said, hey, can you put a giant sticker on our bus? And if we can get help with this video, this is showing our bus changing from a gray primer bus into a spaceship. So it's wrapped like a spaceship. We wanted kids to want to come up and touch the buttons, see the circuit boards, see laser cutters, see robots, push buttons, and it all looks like a spaceship from the front all the way to looking at it from the back. All done on our print shop and wrapped in-house. Pretty amazing work, and just amazing work by Miguel, who was our print shop guy who did the graphic design as well as did a lot of the wrapping and late night work for the sticker. Yeah. So then our next task was finding a bus driver. You know, it's really hard to find bus driver plus teacher plus professional coach. And we found that in Katie. So in California, we don't need a certified bus driver license, but we do need a certified teacher to teach those kids. So we had to get Katie trained, pulled her out of her 4th grade classroom, and then she started driving the bus and driving around to all of our 27 schools.
Yeah, so I kind of started off in phases of implementation. First phase was training teachers. because teachers were like, what is this MakerBus thing all about? So I developed a round of professional development trainings for teachers in which I taught them what the bus is about. I did some sample lessons with them, trained them on some of the technology they could use in the bus, and then gave them cross-curricular ideas of how they could tie it in with what they were teaching. And those teachers were then able to sign up for a return visit. I went back and worked with them, co-teaching and facilitating their STEM lesson with their class. In 26 days that I have been able to actually get out to sites, because I've been quite busy, I was able to visit 19 schools so far, 93 different classes, reaching nearly 3,000 students in just 26 days. So it's been pretty successful. I'm going to be sticking around in my role next year and hopefully training even more teachers, getting out to more sites, and just making this a really sustainable project for our district. Just some examples of what we do on the bus. We have a lot of design challenges that are focused in STEM. Like the first picture there is a kid holding a solar fan that he designed just using a solar panel and a motor. A parachute design challenge. Another student making a 3D plant cell model with a 3D printer pen. I also take it to a lot of community events to really bring the community in and help them understand what's expected of their students in the future and getting them exposed to what STEM is also.
So pulling this all together, this bus is important to our community to get those STEM, maker, and workplace skills in place for our students to elevate our community and to move towards happy kids, healthy relationships on a path to gainful employment. Thank you.